Hey everybody, Limon speaking, and I would like to show you how Takaro works to really get you onboarded and make sure that you can use Takaro to its fullest. So, first thing that you will see is the dashboard overview. Now it's an empty domain, so there are no active players, nothing has been happening on our side, so that's why I of course need to add my game servers. Now on the right you will see that we have game server actions. One thing for all the people that are using CSM, you can import a JSON file with all the roles, players, currency, as well as shop listings to be imported into Takaro so that you can actually get a head start. You can find it in the menu and it's called somewhere under experimental. There you will have a JSON. Download the JSON and then import it here, and then you will be able to already import with the right settings. Now, what I will want to do is just start from scratch, create a new game server. So in my case, I need to give it a name, my server. Game server type. So as you can see, we have two games supported as we speak. Now, good thing is that we lately released the generate connector, which means that other gaming mods can create a mod for Takaro and their game, and that they will be able to link the API. But for now, let's just take 7 days to die. Let's copy the email. You need a password and you need an admin token. TLS I have not set up. CPM I'm going to enable this. You can do it without, but it will make your experience much better. So please install CPM on your game server. And once we save, he is going to add this to Takaro. So that's how easy it can be to add your game server. We have some um, helper documentation for Rust as well as 7 Days to Die at docs.takaro.io to also make sure that you know what to do from the server side. Now, the next thing that I would do is go to settings, and there you see the global game server settings. So you can easily change the prefix like /command, /teleport. Also, if you have CSM running, maybe you want to change the prefix from Takaro to something else so you don't have overlap. Server chat name will be the name used if you start talking from the server side from Takaro to your game server. And then economy enabled, we should enable if you want to activate currency. We can also name our currency. And I would also advise you to install the developer mode or toggle it on so that you see the module builder available. Now, once we've done this, let's go back to our game server and install our first module. So what you see here are all the built-in modules that Takaro has. We have a teleports module, daily rewards, gimme to give an item to somebody randomly, a lottery system, player onboarding. So I would definitely check out all these built-in modules and see how they can enhance your game server. Now the goal is to install and explain how you install modules. So we're going to install the second version of the teleports module. You get an overview of all the settings you can change for this specific server. What we also see is cron jobs and commands, things like /teleport, teleport waypoint, delete TP, TP list, and these are all commands that you can do in game. Now, if I install this module, the teleports module is now enabled in your game server. What's also important to note that we have 10 commands, 1 cron job, and 3 permissions. So every time you see permissions, you also should think about roles, and that's why we're going to roles right now. Now, once you start with Takaro, you always have 3 roles that are automatically generated by the system. It's the root role. Root means that you can do everything. Only you, the first user on Takaro, has root. Second role is player. So every time a player joins your server for the first time, he gets the role player assigned. And then we also have a role user. If you want to invite other users to Takaro to manage, you can do so with that role. And then we can edit as well. So edit player role means that we can have all these permissions assigned to them. Now, system permissions are way too important and you don't want to assign them to your player because it gives you root access, manage user, you can delete things. So make sure never to give this to the player. But what you also see is that we have module permissions. So every time you install a module, this will be visible in the roles for that specific module permission. Now we see that there is a teleports module and that we want to let them use teleport and that I only want to give them 5. So this means that players can have 5 different teleports. Now, if I save this role, I can also have a VIP role. I already created it, but maybe you want to assign teleports way more to paying members, VIP members, and then you can do so in here. So this means that you can use permissions and roles to assign the right perks to the right players, paying subscribers or very loyal players, thanks to the role system in combination with permissions and how you install modules that are linked to permissions, you can differentiate and make sure that you assign the right stuff to the right player. So if you want to invite your team, you can do so via users and then go to invite user, just fill in their email address. They will get an email from Takaro to create an account, and you will see also that line appear in the dashboard. And if you want to do next is actually give them the right role. So just edit and then check which role you want to assign to this person, and then he will have access based on the permissions in that role. Now, everything you do in Takaro will be logged with events. So if you go to the events page, at the top you will have filters like maybe the player, the game servers, the module that is installed, as well as the event name. So as you can see, we have events for installation of module, deleting, updating, but also related to player, player created, connected, disconnected, death, player linked. We also have things like game server related stuff, economy, as well as roles. And as you can see, all these events are populating here. For example, the role has been updated, the module has been installed, and this is how you can monitor and keep track of things that are happening to your game server. Now, I've logged into my game server and created a teleport. You see that in chat with settp, a teleport has been created. I also see my module events that has been happening. And what's also very important to know is that everything, or let's say the second thing that or the third thing that a module needs beside permissions is variables. So if we go to variables, you will see that a value has been created, which is in the end the teleport with the right coordinates to the teleport that has been created. So this means that every time there is an interaction of player data, in this case a teleport, it can also be the amount of playtime or anything else, this will be stored here. You can easily delete this variable, change it if you want. Maybe you want to change his coordinates, you can do so here. Maybe you want to add expiration dates. It explains you which game server we're talking about, which player it is about, what is the teleport, which module it's connected to. But this is your way of also managing things like teleports or anything that is related to modules dedicated to that game server or that module or that player. Now, what we also see is Limon is online. I can click on his name and I can do some actions from the UI itself. Things like give item, maybe you want to kick or ban him. You can teleport him, but you can also add or deduct currency. Now he got currency, I can check out his profile. So you can see there is a player ID, a Steam ID. I also see what role has been assigned to him. Maybe he wants VIP role, so I can give him the VIP role. You can always decide to assign it globally or to a specific game server, and also an expiration date if that needs to be. Now, what else do I see? All the events related to Limon, like role assigned, currency added, command executed. I also see his inventory, but I know that it's empty for now. So maybe in game I can do a search, inventory, and then check again later. And I also see that he has assigned 6,000 currency. So this gives me a great overview of the player, what kind of role he has, what he has in his inventory, which events he has done, as well as what kind of currency he has. Now, if we take a look at players, you will see, of course, that only Limon has been connected to this community. When I click on here, I also see on which game server, how long he has been playing, when he was seen for the first time, what's his IP address, and so on. And of course, this list will be populated with all your players. So do note that every time a player joins for the first time, we automatically create him a profile like you see here. And if he now joins 3 or 4 different servers of your community, this will all be aggregated to the same profile. Now, I can also do some visibility on columns. Maybe I want to know when his Steam ID has been or account has been created. We can also filter, and maybe we just want to filter on Steam ID or on created ad with a condition that is something that is relevant. And what I also can do is I can type and he will find Limon based on search. And this is a way to manage your players and have an overview of all the players that have been playing on your game server. So I would also work with the shop and orders. So that's why I first need to install the economy utils module, which I do now. What you also see in the economy utils module is a zombie kill reward. So you can give your players an amount of currency based on the kills that they do. There are also commands like transfer, checking their balance, grant currency, revoke currency, which is an admin command. So don't forget to assign that in roles, as well as have access to the shop. So that's what interests me. So now I've installed the um, economy utils module, which makes also the shop and orders available. What you here see is that my profile has not been linked to a game server. That's fine. I can now create shop listings as you see here. Give it a friendly name like gun. Price can be 100, and then I can decide on a weapon that I would like to add. Maybe a machine gun. Maybe let's say shotgun. And you can also decide on quality if that's needed. You can even create packages of items. Maybe you want to add some shotgun shells there as well, and then save, and then you will see that this is. Now in game you can do /shop as you see here. It also explains how to buy items. So you see /shop page item action. So we can do /shop1. Then he will give me an overview of the first page. As you see, there is this gun that I want to buy. So let's do that /shop1 buy. And if everything goes well, I see indeed in my inventory that I bought this item. So how can they link their player ID with Takaro? So they can do /link, and then they get this link. Unfortunately, 7 days does not support link, so you need to type this over. So let's go to the browser. So as you can see, it will ask you your email address. And then you will get an email. Just like you, your players will get an invitation link. Let's click on it. And as you can see, it will ask them to create a password, just like we did. And then save. And then they just need to log in, just like we did. And as you can see, they will have access to the shop from Takaro site. So they can just buy. You get an overview of your orders. See, I have 2 orders. I bought one in game and this one is paid because now I need to go back in game and claim the item that I bought in the UI. And just like that, I received the item. So these are 2 different ways of interacting with the shop from Takaro side or in game. They can link their account to Takaro and then they can log into it, or they can just go via the command in game.